In this episode of the vlog, we're talking about smart speakers and which smart speaker is the best smart speaker for you as you begin to integrate voice into your world on an everyday basis. I know people are freaked out about smart speakers and people listening in on their homes, but the reality is this is a part of our future. And that's a conversation, that's a debate for another channel, a different video at a different time. But on this channel at this time, we're going to talk about voice and what it means for you and what devices you might think about adding to your repertoire at home to integrate voice into your house. So there's three main platforms out there, and obviously some of the main platforms with Amazon, with Google, and with Apple. And so we're going to talk about all three platforms and which one I think is best for you at this time and this stage in voice. So the first person, the first company, the first organization into the world of voice was Apple with Siri. And they had opened up this new thing where you could just talk to your phone and tell it what you needed to do. And it was amazing. And it's as if they just stopped there. It's as if they started in voice and then stopped. And then they had this revolutionary new device, the Apple HomePod. And this was going to be the future of voice. The problem is it was really expensive, and it is still really expensive, and it might be awesome. The reality is I don't even own one, and I buy almost every new technology that's anywhere near affordable, and it's just too expensive. I cannot justify the cost of bringing Apple Home into my house. As much as I'm integrated into Apple with Apple TV, and my computer is a Mac, and I have an iPhone, and I'm an Apple Watch. I'm an Apple guy, but it's just not worth it to bring it in. And so Apple HomePod, from my perspective, is too expensive. It might be awesome, and I hear the speaker is incredible, but the reality is I think it's just too expensive. And so I would push Apple HomePod to the side at this point. It's definitely not the entry into voice. You can use it naturally if you have any kind of other Apple devices. You can use Siri on those devices. But when it comes to a smart speaker, I would avoid the Apple HomePod. The second platform, and probably the most popular and what really came in, and I bought an Echo device about 4 years ago. I remember I was one of the first people to go, and I bought it the day, or I paid for it the day it was available, and I had to wait 8 months to get it. But Alexa is winning the game right now when it comes to voice. They're everywhere, and it's what you hear about, and it's what most people are consuming. And now about 10% of homes in the U.S., as I understand it, now have an Alexa device in their house, and it's growing fast. And I have two devices here. I've got another one right over my shoulder in the background. We have fully integrated Echoes into our house, and so we'll talk about maybe the different devices, but from my perspective, Alexa has more apps. The development opportunities are wide open on Alexa. The devices, there's a diversity of different devices you can use depending on whether you want a big speaker or a portable speaker. This is one of our favorite ones, the Dash, that we can take around to different rooms in the house. And so the way it has, from a development perspective, the devices, I think Alexa is incredible. The price point is anywhere from $20 to over $200, depending on the device you want, and the platform is so natural and easy to use. I think Amazon is doing an incredible job. So the third platform is the Google Home. And I think Google is doing an awesome job when it comes to voice. I went to a Google event here in New York City about 6 months ago and got my first Google Home device. I won it at this little putt-putt competition. And it was a lot of fun to experience and see what Google can do. And when it comes to Google's voice system, I think they've won in terms of search, because Google has so much data built into their system. When I ask a question, I'm able to get a better response when it comes to Google search. Now, in integrating a smart home and other devices, it's not been as natural. There's not as many devices that connect to it. It's not as native for me to integrate and use as I've become so natural with Alexa. So from my perspective, if I'm choosing between the three, Apple is definitely off the table, and it's between Google and Amazon. And at this stage, at the end of 2018, beginning of 2019, if I had to choose between Amazon or Google, I'm choosing Amazon. Because for me, I can do everything I want to do to connect my house, to listen to music, to integrate my media, to make purchases, and the search functionality is something I can easily do on my phone. And Amazon does a pretty good job. While not as well, that one functionality does not outweigh the others, and the devices are not as, there's not as many Google devices available. So while they're still more affordable than Apple, they're still a little bit more expensive than Amazon. And so for that reason, Amazon is the winner when it comes to voice technology and voice devices. Now, when it comes to the actual device to get, this is the one that I would get. This is the new Echo Dot. I just got this for about $25 on Cyber Monday. So the regular price, I think, is $40. This speaker is so good. The quality blows me away. I'd gotten the previous Dot. The audio quality was minimal, but it allowed me to use voice. This speaker quality is exceptional. We actually use this as like an intercom system in our house. The microphone on it is really good. The speaker is really good. For music, it's really good. And so this device right here, at anywhere from $25 to $40, depending on what the price is and if there's a special this time, is the best voice or smart speaker device that I believe you can get today. This is the entry into, if you don't yet have voice in your house, this is the device that you want to get to integrate voice into your world and into your home. It's affordable, it's powerful, it's convenient, and it's functional. So that's the device I encourage you to get. Those are my thoughts when it comes to voice technologies and the smart speaker that you want to add to your house. Thanks so much for watching this episode of the vlog. I'm so honored that you would allow me to speak into your world around social media and new technologies. I hope this vlog was helpful for you. If you would, hit the subscribe button and watch other new videos as they come out every week. Watch my old videos as I talk about other technologies or other platforms like TV apps and talk about social media and web technologies. And so I hope this video is helpful for you, and I hope you'll subscribe and watch other videos. Thanks for watching.